Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the X-Rated Sports Network, where the takes get loud and the truth get exposed. Let's talk about it. X-Rated Sports Network. If it's game.
Hey, it is Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. We are back and we are live. Apologies about the delays due to some technical difficulties. It is Rick Kamla. It is Ashley Neville. It is Dwight Walton. Dwight and I are back from Las Vegas. Some made it back more cleanly than others. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to say hi to you before we start diving in here, because I've got a setup with sound. We're going to get into Draymond Green versus Yaxel Lendeborg, but Dwight, Ashley, what's up? And to our audience, we are back. Let's have some fun.
What's up, guys? Good to see you.
What is good, Rick? What is good, Ash? Long time no see. We've spoken, but long time no see on the video. How you been?
Good. A lot's been going on. A lot of changes. So I'm hanging in there. I'm tired. So I'm excited for the weekend to do absolutely nothing. So, yeah, it's been a lot. How are you guys? How was Vegas?
Hot.
That's the desert. Hot. That's the desert.
And listen, it was disappointing. I'll just put it out there. We didn't get the desired result that we wanted with the Gotham City Boxers. But once again, another learning experience, and we'll be bigger and better than ever next summer. We will come correct next summer to correct some of the flaws that we saw. But we'll do better. Trust. This is a very competitive environment. That includes Rick. Rick is a very competitive sports reporter, beat writer. He got the job done, I can tell you that. And of course, some of the interviews were very emotionally taxing, not because of Rick, but he's just doing his job, and then he catches us right after we lose a game, and we got to talk, and we got to talk freely and honestly, and it's not easy. So, but he was a true professional, the whole production team in Las Vegas. That's why we call this a family, and you're a part of it, Ashley. And listen, this whole initiative is top notch. Is professional, and all the credit goes, of course, to my cousin, Dr. X, Dr. Phil McDonald, but he strategically has put together a team that is just full of life, full of love, full of character, and that's why this works. So that's why it's a lot easier to talk with people, even when you're facing adversity. And I just want to make that clear. This whole thing is great, and I'm having the time of my life. And that's the truth. And I tell all my family and friends that me making the decision to leave behind being an educator for almost 20 years, to go full on dive in to this basketball thing has been the best decision of my life. And this podcast and the Gotham City Boxers and everything else attached to it has made this whole journey for the past 3 to 4 years the best of my life, quite frankly. I've had a great basketball career, but to dive into this media thing full on has been awesome. And I'm having a great time every second of it. And you guys are a major part of it. So just want to thank you all for giving me this opportunity, for joining our family. And this is going to continue, and it's going to continue for a while. So buckle up and just be ready for this. But we're all professionals. It's fantastic. And I'm loving every second of it.
People want to know, and I appreciate the kind words, Dwight. People want to know who my basketball team is. It's the Gotham City Boxers, okay? Next year, they will rise. And as Dwight said, they will come correct. All right, so we are back. Dr. X is off today. He's docking somewhere. Right, and he's checking that box right now. So we are back to work. And Draymond Green is back to work with the Golden State Warriors. 1 year, $27.7 million deal. Same deal that Green opted out of temporarily in their pursuit of LeBron James. Question, is Joe Lacob okay? Somebody please go check on him. I'm worried about his safety, okay? Draymond Green is officially the most overpaid player in this league. $28 million for 8, 6, and 5. You've got to be kidding me. Bob Myers is somewhere belly laughing at Steve Kerr right now. Now, let's get into some sound, okay? Draymond is back, and I want y'all to get your popcorn ready. Draymond and Yaxel already have this Michigan State beef, and it gets even a little edgier than that, as you're going to hear here in a moment. Now they're going to be teammates, basically playing the same position. Sparks will fly. Check this out. Draymond is already threatening the rookie. Here's video of him calling Yaxel an effing liar. Hit it.
As far as now, Yaxel's been fucking lying. And I was very happy to expose the rookie on the internet. This guy texts me. I text back within 30 seconds. Oh, man, dope. Welcome to the squad, bro. Happy you're on the squad. It's my responsibility as a veteran to help you be in the best position that you can be to be successful and take over this franchise. Blase blah. This fucking guy, and it's the Michigan way. Of course, it's the Michigan way. This guy goes in an interview and says, "Oh man, Steph reached out. Text Draymond. I'm still waiting on a response back." You fucking liar, Yaxel. How dare you? Just come out and lie like that. So you know me, I'm gonna provide the receipts.
Wow! Okay. So it's the most F words you've ever heard on this show, but kind of got to play it so you get the tone, okay? That's not a guy messing around. That's not sarcasm. I got another one for you. Yaxel Lendeborg apparently got involved with the pitching of LeBron James. Obviously, it didn't work. But here's what Draymond Green had to say about Yaxel pitching Bron.
People I saw like, oh man, Yaxel gave his pitch to LeBron. Like, what about his pitch? And he said, I know you don't like rookies that much, but I'm not the average rookie. If you're looking to play with the greatest shooter of all time, and Draymond, we'll be glad to have you. Is the pitch too weak or too strong? I don't know. I think the pitch is pointless.
So he went on to say in a different clip that I sent to Jason and Kai, a lot of threatening stuff about, training camp's coming up. So enjoy your summer because training camp's coming up. And he kind of was wringing his hands together like, what do you have planned for Yaxel at training camp, Draymond? What do you have planned? So obviously it's very, very edgy, icy. I don't think there's bro hugs going on here. So I've been setting up here. I want you guys to take the first bite out of this bagel. And Ashley, I want you to go first here. Are the dubs big enough for Draymond and Yaxel? Are the dubs big enough for Draymond and Yaxel? Go ahead.
So when you say big enough, what do you mean by that? Like what specifically, what do you mean by that?
So it's kind of sarcasm. It's kind of an old school,
Got it.
Is the city of New York big enough for Aaron Judge and Jalen Brunson? So it's a little tongue-in-cheek. It's a little sarcasm. But you have the confines of the locker room, the practice space, the team playing, okay? So consider the geometry involved in that, the egos involved here, the toxicity that you just heard from Draymond Green, and hopefully that was enough of a setup.
I think so. They're going to be fine. I think this is just, to me, it looks just like friendly banter, and I think Draymond Green, sometimes you can't tell the difference, but I think Draymond actually respects Yaxel because Draymond is the type of guy where he respects toughness more than talent. And if you're going to bring it every night and you're going to try hard and play hard, I think Draymond respects it. Now, when it comes with the texting back and forth, maybe Yaxel didn't see it. Maybe he texted the wrong number. I don't know. Maybe he is just pretending. Oh, I haven't heard from Draymond. Like, who's that? I don't know. Who's Draymond Green? I don't know who that is. But I definitely think having two alphas like this on the team is gonna do great. I mean, like he said, I have been with this organization. I've won 4 championships. I'm going to teach you what it's like to be a pro and how to essentially take the reign. right? So why would Draymond not want someone who is just like him in terms of the physicality, the toughness, the mental toughness? I think he's just trying to groom him for what's to come. I don't think it's going to be like a Jordan Poole situation. I think he actually respects him because Yaxel's not going to back down. And if we want to look at receipts here, I mean, take a look at what Yaxel just accomplished. Not only is he an NCAA champion, you take a look at his numbers the 5 games before the title, 19.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 60% from the field, 56% from 3. But also, he just won the championship for the Summer League. He was the overall Summer League MVP and championship game MVP, averaging 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and then in the championship game, 21 and 10. So when I take a look at a guy like that, that's a guy that can handle a Draymond Green. And I think Draymond low-key respects the hell out of it. He's just not going to admit it, right? Because he can't be soft now. He's got to still maintain this hard-nosed type of player, type of teammate. So, yeah, I think it's definitely big enough.
All right, Dwight, you are next. Are the Dubs big enough for Draymond and Yaxel?
You know what, my take, and I'm just going to continue on with that, what Ashley just said, and my take may not age well, but I think Draymond Green is going to end up loving Yaxel Lendeborg, and I think it may also, now listen, this is just 1 year left on Draymond Green's contract. He may end up wanting to play more with the Warriors because of how great I think Yaxel Lendeborg is going to be. I just think this is friendly banter between 2 Big Ten opponents. One went to Michigan, the other went to Michigan State. I think Draymond saw how confident, borderline arrogant Yaxel was in some of his comments during Summer League. The dude just won a championship. He was picked 9th overall. Some may say he should have been a top 5 pick, but because he's 24 years old, he was too, quote unquote, old to be in the draft. But I credit the Golden State Warriors for not allowing a talent like Yaxel Lendeborg get past them at number 9. He is not LeBron James, but he has LeBron James qualities in terms of his size, his strength, the skill set that he brings to the table on both ends of the floor. And again, is this Draymond trying to keep the rookie at bay to make him understand, listen, you are coming in as a prized recruit, if you will, but this is the NBA, this is not the NCAA. Yes, I respect the championship that you won in college. I definitely respect the championship and the most valuable player award that you won at Summer League, but you got to understand, that was Summer League, this is the NBA. So I believe the banter is friendly. I can see it in his face because I just think he's trying to keep the rookie down. But I know there's a love there, there's a respect there. And as we know about the Big Ten, if you're in the Big Ten, you recruited because of your toughness. Big Ten is a football conference, but that toughness spills over to the basketball court. And for sure, Draymond Green respects Yaxel Lendeborg. And I just think this is friendly banter to where he wants to keep the rookie at bay, keep him level-headed as he's coming into a situation where the standards are very high. They're not championship contenders in San Francisco any longer, but at the same time, the culture and the foundation has been set, and Draymond is simply setting the table for what is yet to come for the rookie, albeit a 24-year-old rookie who definitely has the skill set and quite obviously the moxie in his mind to be great at the NBA level. So again, this is just friendly banter as far as I'm concerned.
All right. My take might not age well either, Dwight, but I don't agree with either of you. I'm detecting real toxicity and real venom here. Draymond feels threatened. Okay, when there's a new sheriff in town, and maybe he's not anointed or crowned yet, but the current sheriff sees that other new sheriff, and he's threatened. He feels the threat. We would not. It's usually, if this was friendly banter, there would be a disarming smile. there would be the insertion of a joke at some point. Draymond has not done that. He threatened Yaxel, the bite that we weren't able to hear. Okay. He threatened putting popcorn in his car. He threatened taking one of the tires off of his car. Okay. He threatened making him drive 100 miles to a Best Buy in the middle of nowhere to get him a PS5. He was not smiling when he said this, or maybe he was, but it was sort of the bully smile, right? When, but it's mean coming out. All right. Draymond Green is mean. Clearly, the Dubs are not big enough for these two guys. Clearly, for me, this is about the alpha dynamic. Draymond and Steph works because you have a hardcore alpha, Draymond, and a laid-back alpha in Steph. It's balanced, okay? They don't war with each other. They respect each other because they've got boundaries and they've won chips together. And frankly, I can't believe that Steph isn't over Draymond and all the bull crap. And he probably deep down is. But, he's got to go with the flow because Steve Kerr just freaking loves Draymond Green, no matter what. All right. It almost never works when you have two hardcore alphas on the same team. Kobe and Shaq got 3, right? Guess what? They fought endlessly. Dennis Scott's told me stories about what Shaq and his camp were doing to Kobe, knocking on his hotel room door at 3:45 a.m., waking him up, pissing off Kobe, all kinds of stuff. Okay. They didn't like each other. Obviously, that changed over the years, but when they were together, two hardcore alphas going like this. They won together. Draymond and Yaxel ain't winning crap together. All right. Draymond has always been the hardcore alpha of the Dubs. Yaxel has always been the hardcore alpha of every team he's been on. Not that Draymond cares, but that's who Yaxel is. Can you imagine Yaxel in high school in the AAU and on the Michigan team? Come on. The summer league team, he's a badass, okay? Neither player is going to stop being a hardcore alpha. Something's got to give, and here's where the levee breaks. Draymond Green is a fake tough guy. He bullies Colin Gillespie. I'll never let you live that down, Draymond. He punches Jordan Poole. He stomps on Domantas Sabonis. Why? Because they won't retaliate. Yaxel is not a fake tough guy. He runs to the smoke. He will retaliate. He will stand up to the bully. I have a prediction for you. Yaxel will just say no to Draymond's hazing request. Yo, I need you to go get Krispy Kremes for... I'm not doing that, Draymond. Stand your ground, rookie. You don't have to do that. It's not in your job description to go get them donuts in the San Francisco Chronicle. You don't have to do that. Stand up to the bully. Tell him to go bleep himself when he tells you he wants you to do that kind of stuff. You don't have to do that, brah. You're 24. You're a grown-ass man. Create boundaries with Draymond Green, okay? I have advice for Yaxel. I would pay one of my boys to watch my car when I was at practice. So I'm rolling up to practice every day, and I got my boy, and he's just going to sit and guard the car. Nobody's putting popcorn in my car. Nobody's putting bubble wrap around my car or anything like that. It ain't happening, okay? Protect yourself. I have another prediction. This is Draymond Green's last year with the Dubs. There is a new alpha in town, and Draymond knows it. The Warriors literally drafted Draymond's replacement at the 4 in Yaxel Lendeborg. Draymond feels threatened. That's why he's making threats. And no, the Dubs are not big enough for both Draymond and Yaxel. All right, on that note, let's bring in an awesome guest, a WNBA All-Star, and she was honored at the WNBA All-Star game that just went on last weekend. Her name is Chastity Melvin, a.k.a. Coach Chaz. Guys, let's bring her in. Coach Chaz, you are back on Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. How are you, Coach?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
We got you loud and clear.
No. Oh, okay,
yeah, we got you.
Cool. Yeah, what's up? So I didn't know if the mic was working. I'm great.
No,
All-Star was a bang. It was a lot going on, but super excited to be a part of All-Star, especially commemorating the 30th year of the WNBA.
Indeed. The celebration's been going on all year. So talk about you getting honored. Take us into that. How did it feel?
Well, it was really crazy because I was there kind of with Monumental Sports, and I always like to see the legends and the former players, and they kind of like told us like the day of, hey, you guys might be walking on the court, so be ready. I was like, what? Like it was, but that's professional sports, dysfunctional. So we were there, and it was just cool to walk out on the court, especially in front of a sellout crowd. So try to get it on tape, but it was just cool for me. It's always cool to see the former players and hang out. So
So was your fit where you needed it for that on-court appearance, Coach Chaz? Were you happy with the fit you were rocking?
Look, I got the swag. I did not know I was going to, like I said, we knew that once we got to the game. So my attire, I don't know. I Player Society, shout out to Player Society, sells out of a lot of WNBA gear. And I was actually at WNBA Live. I wanted this black and orange WNBA cap. I love hats. So, and then my friend was just like, yo, you should get the jersey and rock it tonight because it had the old school logo on it. So I was really just trying to rock it just because of the 30th with the old school logo, but it all worked out. So
I
that
love
was
it.
funny. Yeah. Look, my mom said I look great, so that's all that matters. Mom was happy. She said you look beautiful. She loved my fro on national television, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and that's the opinion that should matter. So I respect that
Yeah.
100%, Chaz. And listen, I know how great you've been were as a player. I know how great you are now as a coach and being in the media, all that stuff. But that being said, how are you humbled that you were called up to be on the court with all of those players, all the players that all of us recognize, and you were one of them? Honestly, could you just tell me how that felt? It had to, at least you felt something, I'm sure, because I'm sure that validated your stance in basketball, in women's basketball, particularly in the WNBA. How did it make you feel?
It was just kind of a surreal moment. I don't know if there was a sense of validation. I believe, like, I got to give a shout out to the old fans. There's a new fan wave for the WNBA, but the old fans of the WNBA, you see them at All Star. They've always validated us. So I've always felt validated as a WNBA player. But that was just a cool experience because I feel like for the new fans, there were a lot of new fans there. And for them to experience and see that and see the camaraderie that the former players had throughout the whole entire All-Star weekend, I felt like, sort of a gap was bridged because the new fans have something against, like, the older players are against the younger players and all this stuff. And so I think that was more validated from my perspective, or at least I hope it was.
Ashley, come on in here.
Congratulations. It's so good to see you. It's been a minute. I'm like, where's she
Yeah.
been? We want you on the show more. We need you here. So I'm going to kind of shift the gears a little bit. And obviously there's been, if you can talk about it, some drama that I want to get into. Well, there's two questions for you. I have to ask this. Obviously, the reporter in me, there's been breaking news today, this morning, last night, regarding this friendly wager, if you will, between Paige Beckers and Angel Reese. What's going on here? Was this just a friendly wager? Was the $400 paid? Did that WNBA intervene? And what was going on with the social media platform? Why did the W post this and think it was okay?
Well, two things, like when we say, why does the WNBA post this? The WNBA, like most professional organizations, now I don't know how much has changed, but when I worked for the last nonprofit I worked for, social media and the content people, they were at the bottom of the budget. Okay. So listen, when you have your social media managers and they're recording things, especially if they're the younger generation, I don't think they're taking all the professionalism in it right away before they post. Like, I feel like my generation, before we post, we go over things 20,000 times because it's ingrained the way we were raised, just our different, wherever we were, the culture we were brought up in. We just kind of go over it like, okay, is this going to get, and And I don't know like who was running it, but it wasn't necessarily like I'll say the WNBA front office said post this, like they could check it or regulate it. Obviously, that's why they took it down. But yeah, it was just lighthearted banner. I don't know why people are. I guess I do know why they could probably. You have the fake outrage because it's Angel Reese, her Barbie just came out, and then we all know it's Paige, and she makes her political statements or gives her opinions that probably don't go across well with most of the new fans. So that's probably why there was a lot of outrage. But yeah, like they were just joking with each other. I doubt either one of them gave each other any kind of money. Knowing those two and just how much fun they have all the time since Unrivaled. And you watched them last night in the game. They were going at it. These are two of the biggest competitors. So I think it was a lot of friendly banter that probably, like you said, got picked up on a hot mic and a hot camera and was posted without their knowledge or the WNBA. But listen, and number two, like the NBA openly partners with gambling company. I think like the line is crossed across the board with all this gambling and the parlays. And especially for the WNBA players of what happened with Chelsea Gray, you see how much negative energy they get from people who do gamble on the games. But like the women's basketball players are the least, they're at the bottom for professional sports of gambling away any of their money and betting on games. Okay. They just signed a new CBA agreement. They're just now making millions of dollars. They are not trying to get fined or lose their job. So yeah, I thought that was just a lot of fake outrage.
Yeah, because when I first saw it, I was like, "What is going on?" From that standpoint, like it looked bad, and if there was a wager that took place, I could see them taking action. But them just talking about it, we don't know if there was a transaction that took place. But I will say, if it helped fuel the game last night, it was absolutely incredible to see them against each other. And that kind of leads me to my next point because I don't think we really had a conversation since the W started. I want to hear your thoughts on two different things now. Olivia Miles, number one, is she the leading candidate right now for MVP? And number two, when it comes to most improved player, there's two girls that I'm looking at right now, Marina Mabrey, Jessica Shepard. Absolutely incredible. Both to me are the front runners to win that award. I need to hear your thoughts on both of those questions and what would it mean for Olivia Miles?
Well, Olivia Miles, like I've said, probably not on here, but she's miles apart as a rookie when it comes to playing in a professional game. Obviously, she got with a great organization. Told you, Rick, don't worry about Minnesota early on when I first came on.
Yes, you did.
I expect this from Olivia Miles? I did expect this from Olivia Miles under Cheryl Reeves. I did. She's a phenomenal player. She's a true point guard. She can pass the ball. Did I expect her to shoot the three ball as well as she shot it? I don't know. I mean, but hey, like once she gets in the rhythm, she's good to go. MVP, I got her second right now, right behind Asia Wilson. I do think Asia Wilson could still be in the running for getting her what is her fifth MVP? I mean, Asia's just the GOAT. I mean, you can't knock her, what she does on the court, but Olivia Miles, when I think of her, people are talking about a rookie Chaz. Candace Parker got MVP her rookie season. I tuned in for the Minnesota Lynx game because I want to see Olivia Miles. I want to see her throw that pass between her legs. She is must-see TV, and I feel like Asia Wilson is must-see TV, and they're playing really great right now. Your most improved, who did you have again? Jessica. Love Jessica.
Jessica or Marina?
Jessica or Marina. You know what? I would really have to give it to Jessica over Marina just because we know Marina can flat out score the basketball. And it doesn't matter which team she's on. She's going to let it fly. And when she gets hot, she's a heater. But Jessica, I just think playing that role, no one expected her to play the way she's playing with the Dallas Wings. And just her ability to play that stretch four position, drop dimes, average more triple doubles than anyone. And then if she doesn't have a triple double, she's good for a double double. So I would definitely give it to her. And I would throw Shakira Austin in there just for the Mystics because she's playing lights out and she didn't get All-Star. So I would give her most improved too. But definitely, Ashley, give it to a big girl, okay? Because I'm all about big girl basketball. So
yes.
Jessica Shepard went from Nafisa Collier's shadow to like a double-double with 5 dimes. I think Jessica Shepard's going to run away with this award. And a couple other things here. And I want to bring in Dwight on the MVP thing. And I actually want to get Ashley's take on that too, because it's a great topic and I think it's a good debate. I just want to say one thing about this bet or whatever. Can we please just use common sense? Okay, let's say Paige Beckers and Angel Reese did in fact bet $400 on this game or $4,000 on this game. Who cares? Who cares? They're not involved with some sleazy book. This isn't Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, Terry Rozier. That's not what this is. This is friendly competition between two of the baddest women on earth. Let them have fun. And they're both in commercials. They have money. Okay. Like they're not rank and file players. God bless them. Like it's just common sense. Okay. It's so stupid to think there's any controversy here. There's not. Asia Wilson is the
If they did bet on that, it's illegal. If they were playing 1v1 like off the court, like together, just like somewhere else at like an LA Fitness, that's the difference. But if they really bet on that $400, you're not supposed to do that.
True, Ashley, but it was done right in front of our faces. It's
common sense, though.
It was done right in front of us.
So what if LeBron James and Kevin Durant bet $10,000 when the Sixers play the Rockets? Who cares? They're rich.
No, Rick. Let's no.
Do that.
Let's understand that's LeBron you're talking about.
No. I get the name.
A whole different direction.
But that's why I say common sense. Okay, is there a real real actual criminal behavior going on? No. Is anybody getting hurt? No. All right, so we can leave that where it is. Asia Wilson is the MVP of the WNBA. It can't be Olivia Miles. It can't. Okay? Think about this, guys. And Coach Chaz just said it. Like, and I'm mesmerized with what Olivia Miles is doing. And Coach Chaz, I have been thinking about you every time I watch the Lynx, every time I look at the standings in the WNBA. Fee came back last week. I'm like, man, Coach Chaz for the win. I should have never ever doubted the GOAT, Cheryl Reeve, and you were right about that. But check out Asia Wilson's stat line this year. It literally might be the best stat line an individual has ever had in any WNBA season. Okay? And I know that sounds, that's hyperbolic. No, this is Asia frickin' Wilson. She is the stat GOAT of the WNBA. And I know she's not the leading scorer yet and all that kind of stuff, but she will be. This lady right here this year is at 26.2 PPG. 26 points a game in the WNBA is like 38 a game in the NBA, okay? It's a crazy number. By the way, it's her second best. 9.7 rebounds per game, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 1.6 steals, and 1 3 per game on 44% three-point shooting, okay? Love Olivia Miles. It'd be cute and cuddly to have a MVP and a Rookie of the Year in the same year. It'd be great. But no, it can over my dead basketball body. Can this hotshot rookie overtake Asia Wilson at 26, 10, and 3 with almost 2 and 2 on the defense, right? The Gerald Wallace, the Hakeem Olajuwon, the David Robinson. She's 0.4 steals away from that. So I've spoken my piece. Dwight, who is the WNBA MVP right now?
So before I give my response, where is Las Vegas right now in the overall standings in the WNBA?
Second or third?
Second.
Right. So
just a couple games.
I'm going to push back.
Games.
The only reason I'm going to push back on this MVP debate is because, Rick, and to your point, because Nafisa Collier was on the injured list coming into the season, and Olivia Miles being the unknown, we all knew she was going to be great. But did we think she was going to be this great and to have the impact on a leading championship contending team coming in as a rookie? Listen, I am not going to talk down on the statistics that Asia Wilson is putting up this season and overall for her career. She is the GOAT right now. I don't know if Chaz has her as the GOAT because of all the legends, including herself, that is on that list. It's no disrespect to Maya Moore, Lisa Leslie, Diana Taurasi. The list goes on. Cheryl Miller,
Breonna Stewart,
Nancy Lieberman, Cheryl Swoops, all the names that we can discuss in this. But Asia Wilson has definitely put her name in a class by itself. And it's no disrespect to her nor the winning of the Las Vegas Aces, right? But Olivia Miles has uplifted the Minnesota Lynx to being the best team in the WNBA. As a rookie, she is the runaway winner already of Rookie of the Year, and her impact allowing Nafisa Collier to delay her return to the Lynx because of how great she's playing. I believe that catapults her right now to the top of the MVP list. And again, no slight to Asia, right? Because she's doing what she has to do and is in line to win her 5th most valuable player in the WNBA. But for Olivia to do what she's doing, trust me, she's made Kayla McBride a better player. And Nafisa on the low will tell you that having Olivia as a teammate is going to extend my run as an MVP candidate in the league for the next 5 to 10 years, if they're on the same team, of course. That remains to be seen. But right now, I have to give Olivia Miles the Rookie of the Year and the most valuable player because of what she's done to maintain the Lynx as legit championship contenders, allowing Nafisa Collier, one of the best 3 players in the W, to maintain their top spot and to allow her to ease her way back into the Lynx lineup, knowing I don't have to do this all by myself any longer. I've got Olivia Miles, Kayla McBride, and the rest of that roster, including the GOAT Cheryl Reeves as my head coach. I am good. And Olivia Miles allowed that to continue. Rookie of the Year, most valuable player, Olivia Miles for me right now.
Well, it seems like Coach Chaz, we have a heck of a debate. Me and Coach Chaz are rocking with Asia right now. You kind of got to come and get it from her, and I just don't quite think Olivia's done enough. Ashley, you brought this up. Great call by you. Now let's get your take. Who is your pick for Dub MVP right now, Asia or Olivia?
So I think we also need to separate the difference between MVP and best player in the league. Asia Wilson by a landslide is the best player in the W, and it's not debatable, right? But when we're talking about most valuable, we do have to consider the fact, like Dwight said, Nafisa Collier has been out this whole season for the most part. She's only played 2 games. And Olivia Miles, as a rookie, has been able to hold it down. And the thing with her is, like, yeah, her stats might not be as flashy as Asia Wilson, but as a rookie, she's doing everything across the board. She's creating shots. She's, a playmaker, a passer. She could score at all 3 levels. I think Olivia Miles, what she's doing also at her size, is unbelievable as a rookie. And they have a lot of different scorers on this team. She's not going to be, putting up 26 points per game, but her impact is, to me, it's just invaluable. And yeah, Asia Wilson, obviously best player in the W, but to me, the Lynx are number 1 in the W at the moment. Nafisa Collier's been out. Olivia's been able to keep them afloat. Asia, again, best player in the league. Not denying that. Her stats are incredible. And then, yeah, there is a little part of me that wants that storyline, right? First player since Candace Parker. The second player in WNBA history to ever win Rookie of the Year and win an MVP. That's incredible. And, what you were just talking about, the Lynx, they need to be on more nationally televised games because this girl is a star. And anyone, again, that's not tuning in, y'all need to just watch her and just see the way she carries herself, the way she plays, her swagger. She's just got this aura. And I hate to use that Gen Z word, aura, but she's got it. The fro, the big glasses, like the way she plays, the way she handles the ball. Yes, like she's different. and it would just be incredible if she can win that MVP. And I think most people in the W would probably say that she should get that MVP. She should get that MVP. But I'm not discrediting anything that Asia's doing. She's the best player in the league by far. But what Olivia's doing for the Minnesota Lynx, to me, unmatched.
All right, we got to shift gears with Coach Chaz. Hold on a second. We got to shift gears with Coach Chaz. We got about 8 minutes left with Coach, and then we're going to bring on Andrew 1-2 combo Salah. I got to ask you, Coach Chaz, did it bother you that Caitlin Clark did not lace him up for the 3-point shootout?
No, it didn't bother me at all. I don't know who was asked or who wasn't asked, but I feel like I like the players that were in the 3-point contest. And the 3-point contest, honestly, is like one of my least favorite things about All-Stars. So it really didn't matter. But I will say this, when I knew AZ Fudd was in it this year, I was like, AZ's going to win it. I told people early on that AZ was going to win the 3-point contest. But yeah, no, it didn't bother me at all.
Okay. Dwight, go ahead. I had to take Coach Chaz's temperature on that. Go ahead, Dwight.
Yeah,
and that's cool. I just wanted to make. Go ahead, Chaz.
Yeah, I was just saying, a lot of the I feel like there are a lot of great 3-point shooters in the WNBA. So I don't know, it didn't move the needle for me, or it didn't at all. Who was going to play, who was going to be in it though. So yeah,
and just to continue on that, I think I don't know Caitlin. I've never met her. But I think Caitlin Clark did everything in her power to not be the focal point of All-Star Weekend. And then I think when Jonquel Jones was being handed the All-Star MVP award, Holly Rowe involved Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark was in the back of everything. She didn't want to be on camera, nothing. And Holly Rowe from ESPN calls Caitlin Clark and just makes her a part of what should have been Jonquel Jones and the rest of the WNBA's happening that night. So I think Caitlin didn't want to be in the 3-point shooting contest. She wanted others to shine. I think the more controversial topic we should be talking about is why wasn't Sabrina Ionescu offered an invite? At least give her the opportunity to decline. But just to not flat out ask her, that's a whole other conversation to say. But I wanted to say one more small thing in regards to A'ja Wilson. We now have to put A'ja Wilson into the class of a Michael Jordan and LeBron James, to where they could be named MVP every season for their career, right? And is voter fatigue a part of this? Maybe it is, but for one season to where there's a legit competition in terms of another player that deserves to be in the MVP conversation, albeit a rookie we're talking about, it's Olivia Miles, because of her ability to maintain the Minnesota Lynx as one of the best teams in the WNBA until their best player comes back and joins the roster. So A'ja could be an MVP every season, but Olivia Miles, in my opinion, is just as deserving this season. I don't think you'll get any pushback if either one wins the award, is my whole point.
Yeah.
All right, so Chaz, who's winning this thing? Are my Lynx getting this? I thought they were going to get it last year. Phoenix had other ideas. Is this the year that my Lynx get another one and Cheryl Reeve adds another one?
I don't know. It really depends on a lot of the health of this team and their sixth woman coming off the bench. I do believe it'll be between the men. I mean, I still trust New York. I mean, Stewie's on there, Jonquel. I still trust them a lot. So it's like I said, it's always between Minnesota, the Aces, and the New York Liberty. If anybody's thinking like Golden State Valkyries are going to win, I'm not high on them. I think they are a great regular season team, but I still feel like they have to do something to get over the hump. And I don't think it'll be this season. And so, yeah, I'm going with the GOAT, though. I'm going with A'ja Wilson leading the Aces again. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I didn't know how they did it last season either. So
it's my choice too, Chad.
I am old school. Until you dethrone them, that's who I'm going with.
Ashley, do you have one more before we let Coach Chaz go?
I think she answered all my questions, but of course I had to come with all the spicy questions. That's just what I do. But no, I agree with you on the Aces. I remember I watched a lot of their games last season in person, playoff wise, when they came to Phoenix against the Mercury. And I remember there was that turning point where they were having some issues and losing games by like 40 plus points at one point. And Asia sent a message and she goes, yo, if you don't want to be here, if you're not all in it, like, don't show up to practice tomorrow. And ever since that little turning point, they took off the second half of the season and were able to close it out and win on the road in Phoenix the championship.
Yep.
So I agree with you. I think until you can dethrone them, they're the ones to beat. They're, to me, looking like the clear champions again. I mean, they're only a couple games behind first right now, but I agree with you. I think until you could prove otherwise, Asia Wilson and the Aces are going all the way this year.
Yeah, there's an interesting point for this year too. Like, the WNBA stops their season again for the World Cup games. So teams that are really hot, within those big three, the Lynx, the Aces, New York Liberty, it'll just be real interesting. I like to see them come back, 2 weeks after the 13th, and then I can kind of get a clearer vision of who I think will win. But still, I'm not betting against the Aces. I don't bet, but I'm not betting against the Aces. I don't buy a lot of tickets either.
So Rick, this is the one last question I wanted to ask Chaz before we have to let her go. You're talking about the momentum or the rhythm that the teams are going to lose or lack thereof after the break. Do you put any credence into what Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and the Indiana Fever are doing in terms of scoring the basketball? 4 games in a row, over 100 points. They've done it 12 times this season, both WNBA records. And on top of that, the very polarizing Caitlin Clark is on a heater of her own, averaging close to 31 points per game and close to 9 or 10 assists per game over the past 4 to 5 games. They're 18-10 right now in the league. Do you put any credence to how they're playing, the style of play that Stephanie White has obviously inputted, having arguably the best backcourt in the aforementioned Clark and Mitchell? How they're playing, and Leah Boston, of course, hope she's okay with her knee, but do you think they have any chance of pushing the needle with the elite contenders in the W?
Yeah, the Indiana Fever are playing their best basketball, as you're giving all the stats. Best backcourt, Kelsey, Finesse, Mitchell, like hands down, no one can defend her this season. So now, what I love, I think her and Caitlin are actually finally coming together. Like last year it was there, then the injuries, but now that backcourt tandem, they're just going to be tough to stop. Also, Monique Billings is filling in a gap where I think they brought her in early on. We weren't quite sure, hey, is she going to be able to handle these passes? She's finally finding her rhythm and handling Caitlin Clark's passing and finishing at the rim at a high clip. But the Indiana Fever, as much as I love the backcourt, Ashley, you know where I'm going? It's on Aaliyah Boston, baby. If they're going to win the chip, Aaliyah Boston has got to be right on Asia Wilson's heels, and which she is. She has the capability. She played strong last year, but she is the number one key factor for Indiana Fever getting over the hump. But I love where they're playing. I know they hate to see this break coming because they are totally in rhythm. And I know Stephanie talked to her at All-Star. She's just trying to get them to come along with the defense. And that's where she makes her money. But if they get that defense going along with that high potent offense, and Aaliyah Boston is just dominant, they have a good chances. I put them 4th behind Lynx, Mercury, Aces, and then the Fever. Yeah, but it's definitely all on Aaliyah Boston.
That seems fair. It seems very fair. So it came up here about Sab not being invited to the 3-point contest. It's because the WNBA has an incompetent commissioner named Kathy Engelbert, who also did not invite Kelsey Mitchell. How do you not invite Kelsey Mitchell to the 3-point contest? She's absolutely spectacular from the 3 line. And Coach Chaz, so are you. Thank you so much for making some time, bringing great opinions. So happy that you were honored last weekend and had a blast with that, and you were happy with your fit, and so is your mom. It all came together.
It sure did. You got to get mom's approval. Y'all already know.
Oh,
especially in our
100%.
culture.
Totally agree. Absolutely.
We love you, Coach Chaz. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Chaz.
Thanks.
Oh, baby. All right. I saw this video last night, and I'm like, we got to bring on our boy, Andrew Salop, a.k.a. 1-2 Combo. He always comes to our show and completely grabs the steering wheel and takes us in a variety of provocative directions. So let's bring on Combo right now, and let's see what the heck he's got today. But there he is. There he is. Do we have issues again, Combo?
See, this is what I thought. Let me see, man.
Hold on. We could hear him.
Yeah,
Combo, we could hear you. Any old way. Until
I can hear you now.
But yeah, you can hear us. We're doing a podcast.
Yes.
We Combo. I think we're good. Here. Combo, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you, Rick? I see you running around. What was that, Vegas? Where were you running around getting your interviews in?
The Gotham City Bockers. Dwight is the general manager, assistant coach. Dr. Phil McDonald owns the team. Dennis Scott coached the team. Derek Alston, a former NBA player, a name you may know, he was the lead assistant. And a bunch of fine players, man. We had a blast out there. We were out there two plus weeks. They told me back in the day, never spend more than 5 days in Las Vegas. So we broke that rule. We actually went like 4X on that. Maybe not 4X, maybe it was 3X. But anyway, Combo, here's why we're having you on the show. Kai and Jason, please run the Instagram short that Combo put out about his opinion about the clutchness of Reggie Miller versus Jalen Brunson. And you have Knick fans absolutely crashing out and falling out at Combo's opinion. It's hilarious. Go ahead and play it.
This fan had to be held back after I said this.
Then just
Reggie got the belt of the greatest clutch player in the history of the NBA. Reggie Miller's more clutch than Jalen Brunson. What's he talking about? What's he talking about? End this conversation.
I love that. It's youthful exuberance. It's rebellion. It's my boy Combo just sitting there like, hit me right on the chin. Because Draymond Green would never do that. He's a fake tough guy. He doesn't want to get hit on the chin. So Combo, I thought that was spectacular. Take us into that, man.
I just don't understand why people think just because Jalen Brunson has an NBA championship, that means he's more clutch than Reggie Miller. Like Reggie Miller had the franchise on his back for about 20 years and proved time and time again that he's the most clutch player in NBA history. So Knicks fans saying Reggie doesn't have a championship and Jalen Brunson does. I mean, Jerry West lost so many championships. Was he not clutch? Like, it doesn't make sense. So every player that ever won an NBA championship is more clutch than Reggie Miller now, if we're going by that logic.
But hold on,
Right,
Combo.
come on in here, man.
Combo, you know how this works. You said it about 30 seconds ago. The championship is the difference. If you talk to any Knicks fan right now, no matter what numbers you put up, and you are right, Reggie Miller over the course of his 20-year career is absolutely more clutch than Jalen Brunson. But as people have been saying, as I've said it on my social media platforms, everybody is better than Jalen Brunson until it's time to be better than Jalen Brunson. And Brunson did it on the highest stage against possibly the most impactful defensive player NBA's ever seen. And I'm talking about Bill Russell, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, currently Draymond Green. Did it against Victor Wembanyama. Did some moves on Victor Wembanyama. Didn't matter how small Jalen Brunson nor unathletic, but it just tells me that footwork, skill level, work ethic will always outdo talent, and Jalen Brunson definitely has that. And again, I'm not going against your statement, But when Jalen Brunson does it on the highest stage for a franchise that hadn't won a championship in 53 years, and he closes out the deal in a championship situation in Game 5 by scoring 45 points as a 6-foot, questionable, unathletic, can't get off the ground, not a good defensive player, but just did it time and time and time again. Again, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not pushing back against it, but do you understand the angst and the pushback that you will get specifically from New York Knicks Nation in regards to that comment? Brunson did it all playoffs long and culminated by dropping 45 in the championship clinching game against the San Antonio Spurs, who, quite frankly, many of us had as favorites to win the championship this season.
Jalen Brunson is very clutch. I'm happy for what he did for New York City. The city's on fire right now. But nobody in the history of basketball is more clutch than Reggie Miller.
Understood. Enough said. Ashley, come on in now. Chime in.
I mean, there's new.
Hi, Ashley.
Right?
I actually met Ashley in Vegas
Yes.
2 years ago, and we did a pod together. Shouts to Ashley.
Good to see you again. Yeah, over his career, yeah, you could say Reggie, but again, he didn't get the job done. I'm more concerned about the guy that was clutch and got the job done and won a championship. And Jalen Brunson delivered. And like Dwight said, he was clutch the entire playoffs. It wasn't just one game, it was multiple. Jalen Brunson has proven himself. He is one of the most clutch players in the league right now. And hey, if you want to see it again next year, he'll do it again next year. I promise you that. Playoffs, Jalen Brunson is a different beast. Okay? Reggie Miller can do the little choke hold all he wants, whatever. He didn't get the job done, right? If anything, he choked. Yeah, he might be clutch. He might hit some game winners, cool. But when the game is on the line and it matters the most to win a championship, he did not get it done. Jalen Brunson, big body Brunson did. Don't forget that. But also, you don't deserve to get attacked for your opinion. That was kind of soft.
Oh no,
I will say
it's fine. Hey,
that was soft.
people could attack me. It's fine with me.
Physically, no. I'm not okay with the physical attacks. Verbally,
oh, that was yeah.
You might have deserved it.
I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about that. But Jalen Brunson did have OG, Mikal Bridges, and Cat, one of the greatest supporting casts in NBA history. Give Cade Cunningham that supporting cast, we might be looking at Cade Cunningham a little bit differently. Did Reggie ever have an OG, a Cat, a Mikal? When Mikal Bridges was playing with the Nets, he was an all-star. Cat is basically a generational talent. We never seen a big that skilled before. And OG is Kawhi Leonard 2.0, basically. He proved that. I mean, this is not a player that put the backpack on quite like an AI, right? He didn't have to do that. This was a balanced effort, but Jalen Brunson is a great player, and I'm happy for what he did for the New York Knicks. But we cannot ignore how great his supporting cast was.
So let me jump in here.
You could say that about every other team, though. I'm not going to discredit every other team that won a championship. You could say the same thing about Michael Jordan. He had a good supporting cast. Are we going to deny his 6 championships? No. Are we going to deny Steph Curry and had his supporting cast for all his championships? No. What about the Lakers? What about Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Pau Gasol, all those teams and all those players that he had around him, his supporting cast and all those role players? Like, I hate how we have to discredit someone's championship because of what they had. That's just how their team was assembled. That just is what it is. If not, we're going to have to discredit every single player and team that came before Jalen Brunson. So I don't think that to me is a good argument.
I don't want to discredit Jalen Brunson because I love what he did for the city, but there are more defining championships than Jalen Brunson's championship. We could look at Dirk's. We could look at Jokic's. We could look at D. Wade. Those are 3 of the most defining championships in NBA history, and not all championships are created equal.
Interesting.
I see the Dirk angle. Jokic, I mean, he has Jamal Murray. I feel like people don't give Jamal Murray enough credit. He finally got his first All-Star appearance, which I think was long overdue. But Jamal Murray is another one of those guys like a Jalen Brunson who turns it on, who steps it up when it comes to the playoffs. Oh yeah, Jamal Murray, superstar talent in the playoffs. Don't get it twisted. Regular season might not be as to me superstar status, but when it comes to playoff basketball, Jamal Murray to me is just as clutch.
So to that point, Jokic actually did it with no All-Star, because you could say Jamal Murray was an All-Star level player, but at the end of the day, you either make the All-Star team or you don't. And Jokic had no All-Star teammates.
Well, I just don't think Jamal Murray plays as well as he does in the playoffs in the regular season. I think there's just certain players that turn it up a notch when the playoffs are here. And to me, Jamal Murray was a perfect supporting cast for Jokic. Don't get it twisted.
I agree. I agree. I agree they're a match made in heaven, those two. Like the way Jamal Murray plays off the ball, Jokic could play on the ball as a facilitator. Like I love that duo. I just don't think that Jokic had the same supporting cast as Brunson. And look, man, nobody would argue that Brunson's better than Jokic, right? Like we all know that.
Yeah. Well, there's been a few shows, Combo. You know that a lot of people are saying that Jalen Brunson is the best player in the NBA right now. And listen,
no.
I want to. No, I get it. I don't think that he's the best player either. But Combo, you know how this works. You live in New York City, bro. Come on now. It's you can't compare Dallas and Denver to New York. You can't. Brunson just did what the New York Knicks fan base has been clamoring for 53 years, man. So, yes, what Dirk and Nikola Jokic did for their respective teams and markets, no question about it. But you can't compare Gotham City. You can't compare New York, Madison Square Garden, the 53-year drought, the undersized, unathletic second-round pick of the New York of the Dallas Mavericks. It's just different. Yes, Jokic was drafted in the second round. I get that too. But still, it's Jalen Brunson and it's New York. It's just different. The vibe is different. The whole feeling is different. Jalen Brunson's been an underdog his entire career, but he's won everywhere he's played, and it's New York City. 53-year drought. He's the reason why this drought is over.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, you said it, Jokic, second-round pick. He was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. And let's stop with the Jalen Brunson is unathletic stuff. Jalen Brunson measured a 40-inch vertical at the Combine. So, like, we just want to keep on throwing this underdog story. I mean, he came from Villanova, which is basically a blue blood. Like, how much of an underdog is this guy really? Like, the guy's a good basketball player, all right? He's not Rudy. But anyway, Rick, I got a question for you. I got a question. So Jalen Brunson won the championship as a 1A player, right?
Correct.
Now let's compare him to the greatest sidekick in NBA history, Scottie Pippen. Who's the better basketball player, Rick, as an historian of the game?
You said basketball player. Scottie Pippen is the better basketball player than Jalen Brunson. Scottie Pippen is the best wing defender I've ever seen in my life, period. The best wing defender. Again, is he the best defender? The best defender I've ever seen is Victor Wembanyama. That guy right there is the best wing defender I have ever seen. Flirted with triple doubles every game. Phenomenal rebounder for a small forward. Phenomenal vision in playmaking and passing. Always 7, 8, 9 assists. He didn't like score 20 a lot because he had MJ, right? But he'd be up at 18, 19, 20 a game. I mean, his stat line was basically 19 points, 8 boards, 9 assists, 1 block, and 3 steals every game. The better basketball player was Scottie Pippen. Who was more clutch? I would say Brunson's a better clutch performer than Scottie Pippen, but that's now we're getting, niche-y and really kind of compartmentalizing a player. But just as you said it, better basketball player, I say Pip.
Agreed.
Dwight?
No, also, to Scottie Pippen's credit, when Michael Jordan retired that first time, none of us thought that the Bulls would have as many wins in that season. And we can question Hugh Hollins till we're blue in the face. Was that a foul on Hubert Davis by Scottie Pippen? Well, Hugh Hollins blew the whistle, but many of us will question that. Now, would the Bulls have gone on to win that series? We'll never know. But at the very least, Scottie Pippen had the Bulls at championship level the season after Michael Jordan retired. So we got to give Pippen his flowers while we can, because a lot of people, a lot of my friends, a lot of my college friends to this day still think Scottie Pippen is overrated. And I'm like, he's only overrated because he played against arguably the greatest basketball player of all, with the greatest basketball player of all time. So you cannot discredit what Pippen said. And to your point, Rick, arguably the best wing defender the NBA has ever seen in Scottie Pippen. And it was a scheme decision by Phil Jackson, but Phil Jackson took Michael Jordan off of Irvin Magic Johnson after Game 1 of the 1991 Finals. And who did he put on Magic? And it changed the series? Scottie Pippen. So Pip needs a lot more flowers than although he's in the top 50, top 75 of all time because of the credible basketball people giving him that honor. But there's a lot of people out there who still consider Scottie Pippen to be overrated. But is he a better basketball player than Jalen Brunson? Absolutely. Just not as clutch. I'll go with that opinion.
So Scottie Pippen's in my top 20. I haven't done my 11 through 20. I've got my top 10, but Scottie Pippen would absolutely be somewhere 11 through 20 with West, with Hakeem, with Durant, and I don't know who else. But, I mean, we're talking about 6 rings, okay? And many, many All-Stars and great counting stats. My top 5 of clutch in the NBA, all right? And this is shooting, right? But, you know, it's all the same thing. Michael Jordan. I mean, if we're having a clutch discussion with the NBA and Jordan's not in your top 5, that's tough for me. Reggie Miller, okay? And for those young people that don't really know, Reggie Miller has more, oh my God, he just did it again shots than anybody else in NBA history, okay? He leads the NBA in that category where he'd do it against the Nets and he'd do it against the Bulls and he would do it against the Knicks and he would do it against everybody. And it's like, just like twirling. His feet were all scrambled. He kind of spun the dang ball when he released it. Splash. Place goes crazy. That dude right there, just dagger after dagger. Reggie Miller, Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard ended 2 playoff series on buzzer beaters. And how many other, oh my God, he did it again shots has he made? Damian Lillard is like the new Reggie Miller for this generation. So Dame is in my top 5 of clutch. Kobe Bryant, of course, duh, and Larry Bird, okay? Guess what? I love Jalen Brunson. I mean, I freaking love Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson right now is not on the top 5 of clutch for all of the NBA. Because guess what? Brunson's mid-career. If Brunson continues to do what he does, maybe adds another chip, Brunson may boot one of these guys off of that list, but he just hasn't quite done it yet. Combo, do you have a problem with my top 5 of clutch shooting? Jordan, Reggie, Dame, Kobe, and Bird.
Not at all. Jerry West would be in there.
I think
about that three-quarter shot, and they would have won that game if they had a three-point line, I believe, back then. So yeah, he's up there as well. Dame Lillard I love because I believe in a different situation. I believe Dame Lillard is a lot closer to Steph Curry than he'll ever get credit for. I just think Steph Curry was in the perfect situation.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. People sleep on Dame a little bit. I can't wait to watch him with Portland this year. Ashley, you got another question for Combo? You want to get back in the ring with Combo or what?
Well, I was just going to say, you don't have LeBron James in your top 5 when he holds the record for most playoff buzzer beaters and go-ahead shots in NBA history.
It's tough, but who am I? Insulted. But who am I booting out? And ask yourself this question: who would you rather have?
Out Damian Lillard, and I love Dame.
Okay, all right. I mean, it's it's a top 5. It's tough.
Yeah, because again, it's like LeBron's clutch,
LeBron is more.
He's winning.
LeBron is more like the Magic Johnson mold. And I believe that he's the type of guy that makes everybody around him better. Like that's his superpower, kind of like Magic, even though he's the all-time leading scorer as well. Guys like LeBron, guys like Jason Kidd, guys like Magic Johnson, like Cade Cunningham. I mean, they are clutch, but their mold is more of the facilitator, make everybody around them better, not the killer clutch gene that the others we're talking about on this list hang their hat on. But LeBron James is clutch. I just don't know if he cracks the top 5.
Here's the other. I want to address that because LeBron's super clutch. Jerry West's nickname, was, I guess still is, Mr. Clutch. Okay, so these are great suggestions. But this is kind of how. Ask yourself this question: who do you want with The Rock? You're down 1 or 2, right? And you've got 3 seconds left. Who do you want taking that shot with everything on the line? Do you want LeBron James taking that shot, or do you want Kobe Bryant taking that shot? I'm a rock with Kobe. Do you want LeBron taking that shot, or do you want Damian Lillard taking that shot? I'm rocking with Dame. So I acknowledge, if we did a top 10 of clutch, Bron would be in my 6 through 10 range. But and look, Kevin Durant could easily be in this top 5 right here. Mismatch nightmare. He's never been guarded his entire NBA career. It's basically on whether he threads it or not.
Is Larry Bird on that list?
I've got Bird on my top 5. I got Bird on my top 5. Curry's another guy that's super close to this list. Clay's another guy that's super close, but it's a top 5. You got to make tough decisions.
I want to add something else. This is not the clutch conversation, but we're talking about the greatest shooters of all time. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, names like that. But the name I think that Larry Bird, the name I think that should be also in this conversation, if you look at the shooting splits combo, Paul George. What are your thoughts on Paul George in terms of his shooting splits as one of the greatest shooters to ever play in the NBA? That's a legitimate question for me in terms of his splits.
Way too many playoff failures for me, and I'll leave it at that. I get the numbers thing, but when it mattered most, he's not at James Harden level. James Harden's the greatest choke artist in the history of sports and any sport going back to the 1550s. Okay. Biggest choke artist of all time. Paul George isn't in that quite category, but Paul George has had too many playoff failures for me to kind of rock with that clutch 5 on him.
But I'm not talking about clutch.
If we're talking about straight shooting, or are we talking about clutch? What are we talking about right now?
That's what I'm talking. That's why I want to away from the clutch. I'm talking about straight shooting.
I would say that Drazen Petrovic has to be in there.
Agreed.
Peja Stojakovic.
I played against him many times. Agreed.
Yeah. Peja Stojakovic. Craig Hodges is up there. I mean, there's a lot of when you're talking about straight shooting. I think those are some of the names you definitely have to throw in there. Obviously, Dirk Nowitzki, Kyle Korver are names you have to throw in there. Kevin Durant for sure. Kevin Durant, you got to throw in there too as one of the. And then Klay and Steph are obvious, probably the 2 greatest. Larry Bird. So I think all those guys would be above Paul George. But I do love Paul George's game. I do love his game, but I don't think he's on those guys' level when it comes to straight shooting.
So first of all, I just brought it up because of his shooting splits. It's not like I'm a big Paul George advocate or fan. I just brought it up because of the numbers. But what I do appreciate and respect was you bringing up Drazen Petrovic. As I said, I played for Canada's national team for 10 years. So I had the honor and privilege and sometimes getting my ass beat by Yugoslavia, the former Yugoslavia, and Drazen Petrovic a long time before anybody knew who he was. So I came back to Canada and North America talking about this dude, Drazen Petrovic, Tony Kukoc, Vlade Divac, all these guys I played on many occasions before they became household names in the NBA and in the world, quite frankly. So I appreciate and respect you bringing up Drazen Petrovic as definitely one of the best shooters and clutch, as far as I'm concerned, of all time. Had he lived and played in the NBA, his name would definitely be in this conversation.
Kyrie Irving, Dame Lillard, I think, are better shooters than Paul George. I think there's a whole bunch of guys, you know. Kyrie is like we think of Kyrie as the most skillful player ever, and that's a whole other debate that tends to go viral. But man, that guy could really shoot the basketball at a high level from all 4 levels. So Kyrie Irving is a great shooter, Dame Lillard. There's a bunch of guys, man. There's so many great shooters. And today I believe that the baseline for shooting is just so much higher, right? There's just so many good shooters. It's almost hard to get on the court if you can't knock it down, which is a little bit different than, you know, we were talking about Scottie Pippen and all those guys. You didn't have to be as good of a shooter back then. So there's just so many great shooters right now.
Hey, Combo, I want to get you diving into the Yaxel Lendeborg Draymond Green scenario. We debated at the top of the show, and we have more debates after we let you go here in a little bit. Are the Golden State Warriors too big for Yaxel and Draymond? I assume you have seen Draymond Green's comments on his show, essentially threatening Yaxel. Called him an effing liar multiple times. They got confused on a text. Was it responded to or not? Yaxel said he didn't get a text back from Draymond. Draymond said he did text him back. He said, but Draymond called him a bleeping liar like 3 times in a 1-minute soundbite. So where are you at with that? Do you think this is going to get spicy? Do you see Draymond turning Yaxel into the new Jordan Poole? Or do you think it's much ado about nothing?
I mean, the common denominator in all these situations is Draymond Green. So I have to look at Draymond, right? With Jordan Poole, his recent comments about what was he saying? Like 300 million isn't a lot of money. I don't know. He's just saying anything these days. So the common denominator is Draymond. He's always been an agitator, but on the flip side of that, it kind of made him one of the best hustle defenders in NBA history. So there's a gift and a curse to Draymond Green. But I don't think this team is not going to win a championship. The thing I'm more interested in is if Steph Curry will end his career with the Golden State Warriors, because I think he needs to put pressure on this team, right? Everybody talks about LeBron James going to this team and ring chasing, but that just tells me LeBron James wants to win more than Steph Curry. What's going on with Steph Curry? You know?
He's being lazy. That's what's happening with Steph Curry.
See him sleeping?
I love that young man right there, but he's being lazy, okay? Giannis Antetokounmpo waited and waited and waited. Kevin Garnett waited and waited and waited. Damian Lillard waited and waited and waited. It's the same exact thing. It is Kobe waited all the way to the end, and he had 4 years with no what's at stake at the end of his career. Steph Curry, look, Joe Lacob is ready. He's ready. There's reports that he's plotting already how the Warriors look post-Steph. Okay, the writing's on the wall. But Joe Lacob knows he will piss off hundreds of millions of Warriors fans if that blood is on his hands. See what I'm saying? He wants the blood to be on Steph's hands. He wants Steph to ask out. And then I don't want him out. I wanted him to stay. Right? Because, Warriors, how dare you let Steph Curry go, blah, 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 blah. Not even realizing that it's in the best interest of them as fans and the team for them to trade Steph and get a bunch of assets back. Because this team is, in fact, ass with Steph Curry. So he's being lazy right now. Steph's being lazy. Stuff's too easy for him in the Bay Area. He's got to go to San Antonio with De'Aaron Fox going back to the Golden State Warriors. That is the trade.
I like the Warriors won't take that trade.
I also just wanted to elaborate on what you said, too, about LeBron James and ring chasing. Isn't that the goal of any NBA player to want to win a ring? I don't understand, why it's a problem for a player to want to put himself in the best position to win. And I don't know why we're trying to just hate on someone who loves the game so much. I wish more NBA players had the work ethic and the want to win a championship as much as LeBron James does. And I just wanted to leave it at that, where I just think he gets all this unnecessary hate for just wanting to win, spending all this money on his body, putting all this time in his craft for 24 seasons. That is absolutely absurd. And I think people need to respect him more before it's too late. Because by the time he retires, there's going to be a lot of people regretting they did not enjoy watching LeBron James as much as they did.
And I wanna address Rick's comment in terms of Curry being lazy. I don't think he's being lazy, Rick. I just think he is placating to social media and trying to maintain his reputation as somebody that I stayed with one organization, and I'm not trying to chase that ring. That's what it is. And to your point, Curry wants, I think Joe Lacob wants Curry to make the first move. And I think Curry wants Lacob to make the first move to say, see, it wasn't me. I wanted to stay, but my owner wanted to trade me away. And the same thing happened with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I just think they don't want to be in the pantheon of LeBron James and Kevin Durant, who have made decisions to put themselves into situations to where they have a chance to win rather than being blasted or taking backlash on social media. That's what it is, as far as I'm concerned. Because if the goal is for Steph Curry to end his career on a winning team, he should be behind the scenes 100% asking Joe Lacob and Mike Dunleavy Jr., can you kindly put me in a situation to where I can win? Find a team where both of us can be compensated in the best way possible. Put me on a championship contending team, and if I can get assets back to Golden State for you guys. That should be the conversation right now. But Antetokounmpo was relentless in trying to not let that happen on his way out of Milwaukee, and I think Steph Curry will try to accomplish the same. They don't want to be put out there to where they're put in the same conversation as LeBron and Kevin Durant. You've got other pundits out there who are killing LeBron for choosing the Sixers. They're mad at him because he's trying to win a ring. Make that make sense to me.
Well, you can't make sense of the irrational behavior of haters and just idiots. So why, if you are banging on LeBron as a ring chaser for going to Philly when that was absolutely the best move for him to make, you're a hating idiot. And so you have an opinion, it matters to some, but I'm not listening to that, right? Like some of that you can just like blow off and ignore. At least I do. And Dwight, I'm so like Dip Bayless created this fraudulent empire on banging on LeBron. Okay, had he not banged on LeBron so stupidly and mercilessly and ruthlessly over the years, he would not have half of the money he has in the bank right now. He literally owes half of his fraudulent fortune to LeBron James, okay? Like, the guy's an idiot. That's why I don't call him by his name. And I've rarely been so happy to see somebody, like, fall than when Dip Bayless got bounced. I was like, what have you guys been waiting for?
Michael Jordan is the reason for all of this.
How so?
Mic drop. That's the truth. It's a fact.
Because
the truth.
He wants to get to 7. He's not competing with anybody in the NBA. He's competing with Michael Jordan. He wants to win this year. He wants to win next year. And then if he does that, he'll play one more year, which in the modern NBA is really tough to do. It's really hard to win one championship. We haven't seen a repeat in a while now. But I honestly believe this is all Michael Jordan, love it or hate it. That's what it's about.
So my question to you is, do you think, okay, that's a very, very smart take on your behalf. Do you think the Sixers can win 2 years in a row? Because listen, you know what's going to happen. This roster will be tweaked even more, if not this season, next offseason for sure. So Art is a 2-year run for the Sixers definitely on the table, is my question.
The X factor is Joel Embiid's health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Joel Embiid could stay healthy, shouts to the producers, man. That's quick. Wow, look at you get Joel that quick on the screen.
They're on it.
Yeah, that's the S factor right there, man. If he could stay healthy, I think that's a big key for them. And I would run a lot of their offense through Tyrese Maxey. I think he could really carry the backpack over the course of the season and everybody just fill into where they should fill in. I think he's the guy. I think he has the juice. He might not be the best basketball player on this team, but I think he needs to be the 1A during the regular season. And then another key is, can LeBron play 65? Can Joel play 65? Because that's what's going to be needed to get enough chemistry to have going into the playoffs. But they could definitely win. They could definitely win.
So when you say play through Tyrese Maxey, does that mean he has the ball in his hands, or does he fulfill the Kyrie Irving role to LeBron James that Kyrie was so good at during their partnership back with the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Definitely. He's like Kyrie, but more on-ball reps when LeBron James is either sitting out a game or not in the game. But I definitely love him on ball because the numbers say that he's very underrated off ball as well. So I love him on ball. I love him off ball. I think he's a modern NBA guard that can play both ways. And yeah, I like that analogy. Also Kyrie to Luka, right? Like we've seen that big guard, little guard combination do very well in the NBA. I mean, Ash just mentioned Jokic and Jamal Murray. Jokic is basically a big ass point guard, right? And you put Jamal Murray next to him. So it's like, yeah, I love that combination of two guards playing together, one big, one small, one being dynamic and crafty and athletic and skillful in Tyrese Maxey, and then your big positionless playmaker with LeBron. So I love that.
Combo, last question for you, and we'll let you go. And it's about the viral video that I saw last night. And I'm like,
Rick, which one? We're viral all over the place, baby.
I know. I like that. I like that. That was not false that was not false confidence like Draymond. That was actual legitimate confidence right there. Draymond's going to catch strays the whole rest of the offseason, man. You don't cuss like that, Draymond. Dude, so how did that video go for you? You getting good numbers on that video with the kid crashing out and they had to hold him back from coming to get you? Is that getting good numbers for you?
Definitely. It's we got a few videos, like not even to talk about it, but I got a video that I said nobody raps better than Jadakiss. He's the best rapper ever. That's going kind of viral right now. And then we got that video as well. Shouts to Overtime. They have a great debate show called Lunchbox, and I always love to be involved with that. So that's doing well. Yeah, everything's on the up and up, man, Rick. I'm just working, man. And you're a big inspiration to me, man, because I grew up watching you on NBA TV. And I used to watch NBA TV. Oh, sorry to mention another platform on this platform, but I used to really I used to watch NBA TV almost every day. I was just so hyped. There was just a channel for pure basketball. Not to age myself, but that was like a big thing back then. And they used to have like Rucker Park games on there, which I eventually played in. And just to watch you every day on there, this is always a full circle moment to be talking basketball with you. So I really appreciate you, Rick.
That means a ton, man. I appreciate you. I really thank you for those comments. NBA TV was up, I believe, I'm 99% sure on this, before MLB Network and before NFL Network. I'm 99% sure that we were the first. I know we did the first fantasy show of all time. Never was a fantasy show on TV before Gatorade Virtual GM, which they brought me in to do. Thank you, God, for all of these blessings and doors opening. And Combo, we love you, man. Always great to have you on the show. When is your next show so that people can check you out?
Combos Core, wherever you listen to pods. I should be having former NBA All-Star Dana Barros on soon. He's a recurring guest. I just dropped one with Main Event and One Legend, so you could check that out on Combos Core. But yeah, the best place to check me out is Instagram, 12combo, ONETWOCOMBO. Yeah, I appreciate the time. Appreciate all you. Thanks for having me on. That was one of the more fun basketball conversations I had in a very long time, so I appreciate you all.
Yeah, it's always that way. And I want to leave you with this. Antonio Daniels, former NBA player, 13 years, right? I worked with him at NBA radio for about 5.5 years. His favorite rapper, and he says the best rapper of all time, is Jadakiss. I'm just throwing it out there, okay? And Antonio would talk about Jadakiss all the time. We bump in with his music from time to time, so there you go. Put that in your pipe and smoke.
I mean, there's been rappers with better careers, like Drake,
right,
and Jay-Z, and Nas, but nobody raps better than Jadakiss.
Excellent point, and another mic drop moment from Combo. Combo, we'll catch up soon, brother.
Later.
All right. So let's. I've been waiting on this one. You guys see it going along the bottom here. Well, it says later. Nah, it should say right now. Does LeBron James deserve a statue from the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, last Friday makes the decision, to go to Philly. We knew it wasn't going back to the Lakers. But now that that's like officially in the rear view mirror, does LeBron deserve a statue from the Lakers? I'll get us into this, okay? I looked up who has statues outside of crypto, okay? It's Elgin Baylor, Kobe Bryant, Chick Hearn, Shaq, Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Kareem, and Pat Riley. That right there is your Laker royalty as we speak. Yes, LeBron James needs a statue to go with Elgin and Kobe and Shaq and all of them, okay? LeBron got one ring as a Laker, just like Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. They have one ring. BasketballReference.com doesn't list the ring or a champion for Elgin Baylor, which you all need to correct. He was on that team that won the chip. They did give him a ring. He subsequently sold it, but he had a ring. He was on a championship team. Elgin got one, okay? LeBron spent 8 seasons and that's when he had to retire and all that. Okay, it was murky and complicated, but give Elgin credit, please. For the love of orange. LeBron spent 8 seasons with the Lakers. 8, not 4 Heatles. He spent 8 years there, okay? LeBron James averaged 26, pardon me. LeBron averaged 26, 8, and 8 for 8 seasons in purple and gold. 26, 8, and 8. That's statue worthy over 8 years. He was an all-star every season with the Lakers. He led the league in assists one of the seasons with the Lakers. LeBron brought Anthony Davis to the Lakers. Hello, got you a chip. The last chip you've ever won, by the way. The Lakers are missing 2 other statues in addition to LeBron James. George Mikan, make this right. Oh, man, but he won in Minneapolis back in the 1950s when nobody cared. Did the LA Lakers uproot the history of the Minneapolis Lakers and bring it with them out west? Yes, they did. George Mikan should have a statue. He is the NBA's Babe Ruth. He was the first legendary superstar in the history of professional basketball. The first. He's the Babe Ruth of our league. Make it right. And, Dwight, you're going to love this. Big game James. Okay? I know he wasn't a 1 or a 2, although late in Kareem's career, Worthy did ascend to the number 2. But he's got 3 rings, elegant career, phenomenal nickname. And I'm not going to focus on him being, an analyst for the Lakers. That doesn't matter. That doesn't enhance his case. Do the Showtime Lakers have 5 rings in the 1980s without James Worthy? No, the heck they don't. And I'm not going to say Byron Scott and Koopa Loop need a statue. I'm not going that far. No, I love those guys. Love those guys. But George Mikan, James Worthy, LeBron James, I mean, come on. Figueroa could use a couple more statues outside of crypto. So let's go to Dwight here next. Does LeBron James, you are the resident LeBron James advocate, as you like to say here.
Yes.
Does he deserve a statue from the Lakers?
You know what? You threw out all those numbers, what he's accomplished with the Lakers, and then reading one of the comments, yes, he's won a championship with the Lakers, albeit in the bubble. He became the all-time leading scorer in NBA history at home, at crypto, against Oklahoma City, hitting a jumper over Kendrick Williams in that game. So he's accomplished a lot in his tenure with the LA Lakers, his longest tenure with any team in his NBA career. However, I think a lot goes into a decision for putting somebody's statue outside. It's not just about the accomplishments. It's how the culture feels about him. It's about how the organization feels about him. The question always comes up, was LeBron James a true Laker? Yes, again, a lot was accomplished as a Laker for LeBron James, but did he embody the Lakers organization? Was he a true member? Was he well received by everybody in Lakers Nation? Not just the organization, but the culture of Los Angeles. Everybody always talks about how obviously Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson was a better Laker. Kobe Bryant was a better Laker. Some will say that Kobe Bryant embodied the entire Lakers organization even more than Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Cooper, James Worthy, Jerry West, all those storied names in Laker lore, in Laker history. So again, no matter how great LeBron was in his 8-year career with the Lakers, how did he make Laker Nation feel? Is there a possibility that if a statue goes up outside of Crypto.com Arena, are there going to be a few boos? You don't want to hear no boos at some kind of celebration like that. Again, it's how he made Laker Nation feel. That is a major part of putting up a statue outside of an arena. And unfortunately, just based on social media, obviously, whether we like it or not, I think it's a major part of this decision. And was he completely embraced by sports media, sports talk radio, television, the whole culture in Los Angeles? Was he embraced like that enough to deserve a statue? With all due respect, LeBron, as much as I am an advocate for you and your career and your GOAT status, I don't think the Lakers think of you in that regard, unfortunately. Of course, I would put a statue of you outside of Crypto.com Arena, but I don't think the Lakers truly feel that way about you, and it's unfortunate.
All right, so Dwight, I want to play a little tennis with you. So ultimately, if it was up to you, you're hiring a sculptor to build a statue for LeBron James. Okay, so we agree on that. Here's where you and I disagree. And I think ultimately we might agree, but I just got to go down this road. To me, there is no way that you as an organization can allow a faction of your fan base / the haters in your fan base tell you who you should make a statue for and who I understand exactly what you're saying. I am privy to Laker culture and how LeBron's always been compared to Kobe and never measured up to Kobe, and Laker fans complain about the bubble ring. I get it. I've heard it a million times. Okay. All of those people are haters. Okay. And so I'm not letting haters like if I'm the president of the Lakers, the GM of the Lakers, the owner of the Lakers, the governor of the Lakers, I don't care if there's 20,000 LeBron haters outside of crypto boycotting with pickets the fact that we're building a statue for LeBron. Go ahead and picket all you want. Okay. Go ahead and do it. I don't care. I'm going to drive my Benz to work every day. I'm going to drive my Benz home from work every day. I don't have a Benz, but if I'm the GM of the Lakers, I will. You get my point here. I don't care. I don't care. Okay. So what percentage of the Laker fan base hates on LeBron James? 10%, 15%, 20%. Okay. There's still a huge majority over here that loves on LeBron James. So we're going to take that away from them because there's 15% of haterade over here. I can't rock with that, man. I can't rock with that. But I do understand what you're saying, but I'm pushing forward anyway. All right. A little section of our fan base doesn't like LeBron James. So be it. We're still building a statue for this guy, like it or not.
My only thing when it comes to this, when you've got Byron Scott going on podcast and talking about the Lakers need to move on from LeBron, it's to me, there's, albeit maybe a small fraction of Laker alumni and Laker haters out there, but the feeling I got is that a lot of people just want LeBron to go away. And I think that's a part of where this statue conversation could go south for LeBron. Now, again, LeBron deserves a statue for every place he's played. Cleveland twice, Miami, the Lakers. Is he going to need one in Philadelphia? That remains to be seen. If he wins 2 years in a row, that conversation will be sparked as well. But for some reason, and I know a lot of my friends are Laker fans, and a majority of them are haters, quite frankly. If you ask them this question, they will tell you no statue for LeBron. right? But they're haters. So I understand that fraction of fandom. I get it. But the feeling I'm getting overall is that they're leaning towards not giving him a statue. That's just the feeling I get. I could be dead wrong. I've been wrong on many occasions in regards to my opinion, but it's just something in my gut is telling me that the Lakers just truly didn't embrace LeBron the way that he should have been. With all due respect, he revived that franchise. As much as Kobe Bryant is celebrated, the final 6 years of Kobe's tenureship with the Lakers wasn't very good. It ended with a 60-point performance against the Utah Jazz on 50 shots. And with all due respect to the late, great Kobe Bryant, that's fantastic. But the reality is LeBron came to the Lakers. He didn't come to a ready-made team, as a lot of people want to talk about. He came to Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Julius Randle, and that whole host of rookie talent, and had them in fourth place in a very competitive Western Conference until Christmas Day when he split his groin. They were top four. They were about to blow out the Warriors that day. I think they still eventually won the game, but the Lakers made a statement that day. He was going to have the Lakers in the playoffs that season until this basically season-ending groin injury. He revived that franchise, the championship in 2020, had the Lakers relevant again. Yes, multiple first-round exits, but he made the Lakers relevant again after a period of where they weren't making the playoffs, even with the late, great Kobe Bryant on the roster. Yes, there were roster changes. I get all of that. But the Lakers weren't relevant until LeBron came back. So with all the accomplishments, does he deserve a statue? Absolutely, 1,000%. But are the Lakers going to give him one? I could see a scenario where they don't. That's just how I feel. That's what my gut tells me.
Ashley, would you build a statue for LeBron if you were in charge?
Conflicted on this one. Just because I almost feel like it's like this argument when we talk about the Hall of Fame, right? When we look at certain players that were in the Hall of Fame earlier on, before we started seeing all the guys that are going in now, when we're taking a look at the stats and we're taking a look at how much better a lot of players are today, and we take a look at the Hall of Fame and we're like, ooh, there's maybe a couple players on there that maybe shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame or a top 75 player. I think it's kind of similar when we're talking about a statue. One championship with the Lakers, I don't know. I mean, when we take a look at Jerry West, to go to Dwight's point, is like a guy like Jerry West did more than just one championship, right? Coach in the front office, helped build championship rosters. I think he's had monumental success across the board. So that's why he has a statue. I wouldn't compare the two because I feel like Jerry West did so much more for the Lakers, both on and off the court. But also to Dwight's point too, it's like, I don't think LeBron is just going to, like, the statue's going to get booed. I feel like it's going to get vandalized. I think most fans are going to be angry about it if he gets a statue. Now, of course, do I want to see him get a statue everywhere he's played? Yes, he makes an impact everywhere he goes. I just don't see the Lakers doing it. Yes, I don't think he was appreciated enough, and he should be, but I could see there was a lot of conflict between the Lakers front office and organization and Clutch and Rich Paul and all of their involvement in wanting to make those roster decisions. I feel like there might be some resentment there. I know the whole situation with Russell Westbrook was another thing. So there's a lot of issues, I think, between a lot of friction with LeBron James and the Lakers, to where I don't think he's going to get a statue. If anything, I see one in Cleveland, because obviously what he did for the city of Cleveland is unmatched, and how he went back there to bring them a championship like he promised. And then even in Miami as well. But with the Lakers, I don't think it's going to happen. Do I want to see it? Yes. Do I think it will? No.
So we all agree. We all agree that they should build a statue for LeBron. We also all agree that they will not, because I do not think the Lakers are going to build LeBron a statue. And so I'll just leave it at that. I agree with you guys on that, but they should. All right, it is rant time. And I want you all to just buckle up and lock in. I'm going to take you on a ride. I'm going to take you on a journey, okay? Golden State trolling is on tilt. Let's all have an extended laugh about how the Warriors did not get LeBron James. Would you like to know the plan B? The plan B, reportedly from Shams Charania, is Mario Hezonja. Swing and a miss. Have a laugh. Bob Myers is laughing right now. Good news. That was just the appetizer. Guys, the Warriors are better at lying than politicians. We know the politicians lie. We know they all do. They always will. Guess who's better at it than them? The Golden State Warriors. They're the biggest liars in sports. Now that LeBron James turned them down, it's all damage control and narrative-y spin. Okay? Lie number one. Draymond Green believes LeBron did not join the Warriors because he couldn't get over past history in their rivalry. He said, I ultimately don't think Brown was ever going to get over the history, and I understand it. I get it. Lies from Draymond Green, filling, of course, his lying mentor, Steve Kerr, with pride. Okay? He's beaming right now. He's got the grateful emoji on his face right now. Lie number two. LeBron James reportedly would have been more interested in teaming up with Steph on any team outside of the Warriors due to their history. Quote from Anthony Slater. And they think that's part of the reason they were never ultimately considered. Here is proof that these comments from the Golden State camp are lies. The 76ers weren't seriously considered by LeBron until they traded for Jaylen Brown. LeBron believes the Sixers have a better chance to win a title over Miami and Cleveland. Okay? That's why LeBron picked Philly over you in Golden State. It had nothing to do with history. It had to do with putting himself up to bat right now in a better chance to win a ring, period. But the Warriors are so arrogant and they continue to insult our intelligence. They actually think that we are dumb enough to believe these lies. Yo, Steve, yo, Draymond, we're not, okay? We're out here playing chess. You guys are back there playing checkers right now. They have constructed this cute, cuddly little narrative to make themselves feel better about how crappy they have become. Here, I wanted to say something stronger. Here is a glimpse into their actual thoughts. Golden State, private moment. Yo, we suck. We know that no star players want to come to our team. But hey, we just recently won a dynasty. Oh, nobody cares about that anymore? No, none of us care about that anymore. Lie number three. Steve Kerr said to Anthony Slater, quote, I didn't even think we were realistically in the running for LeBron. It's just that everyone kept saying we were. It never seemed serious to me despite the reports. More lies from the biggest liar in the NBA. Here is sourced proof that that's a lie. Rich Paul says LeBron's decision came down between the Warriors and the Sixers. You're lying, Steve. He said, and I quote, this is why all that stuff was false. All the speculation at the end of the day, these guys are just doing their job. It was a layered decision across the board between Philly and Golden State, and he really just decided on Philly. I'll stop there. If it came down to Philly and Golden State, then Golden State was right there, completely refuting the bull crap and vomit that's pouring out of Steve Kerr's mouth. Guys, when the girl picks the other dude, you act like you weren't interested anyway, right? Even though you and the girl were grinding on each other for 2 hours at the club, even though when she went to the restroom real quick, you came out and told me, I think I'm in love. Oh, but you weren't interested. Bull crap. Okay, we see right through this. And so it's nothing but lies from the Golden State camp. They're cooking up all these narratives. And you're asking, why are they doing this? Their fan base. All of us out here were too smart to believe any of this. But in San Fran, in Oakland, in the Bay Area, they're still drunk off of the champagne from the Pride and the Dynasty, okay? They may believe this garbage, okay? But it's all lies. You swung for LeBron. You missed on LeBron. And now it's spin and damage control. And I'm all over you, Steve Kerr. I will never let you get away with this crap. All right, Ashley, last word time, rant. Take it away.
Ooh, I didn't really have a rant today, but I mean, a couple things that I just noticed watching. Did you guys see that fight, that brawl in the TBT tournament with that girl getting punched in the face? Did you guys see that?
So So
Yeah.
I heard
That was pretty.
about it.
That was
After
insane.
yes, it was. Yeah.
And I just want to, like, I was just reading some of the comments on social media of like blaming her for like getting in the way and like she should be aware of her surroundings. And it's like she was just doing her job on her phone on social media. And all of a sudden she takes a punch to the face, breaks her nose. I don't even know if he's apologized for it. But when it comes to like basketball in a game, like it's never that serious, you know? And it really angered me at the fact that there are actually people that were blaming her for being in the way, as if like she deserved to get punched because of like her lack of situational awareness, if you will. But the fact that it even got to that point, again, like I just don't think things should be handled physically when it comes to a game of basketball. And considering these guys are getting a second chance, a second opportunity to be able to get back on a basketball court and win money and play and play the game they love. I think that opportunity was taken for granted, and I hope that girl's okay. I don't know how she's still alive. I feel like I would have probably died from a punch like that. I mean, I don't know how tall she is, looks taller than me. But yeah, that was absolutely insane, and it's never that serious. So that was my rant. I just can't stand seeing people blame others for something that they literally did not do and they didn't cause. So that was just a little crazy. I just think fans sometimes could just get a little out of control, as we saw today with Andrew. You know, fans just get out of control. They put the blame on everybody else, and it was just to me just insane. And I hope she's okay.
Well, I hope she sues the what out of the DB that punched her. You know, I mean, sue him under whatever building he currently lives in, and probably will live there no longer after she sues him.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so funny when men call women emotional. You know, and then we see guys like punching holes in the wall because they lost a parlay. And we see guys get just throwing a little tangent on the court because you lost the game. It's just, to me, I'm just sick of it. You know, how are we emotional when we're not throwing hands like that when we don't get our way? You know, just grow up.
Oh, you mean like Wemby searching out ankles and knees and calves in the NBA Finals? Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Dwight, that was for you.
Not the same thing, but I get it. I understand.
Dwight, that was for you. I'm trying to get you to laugh, man.
I get it. I got you. I got it.
So what you got, Dwight? Bring us home.
So I feel like my rant is really going to be irrelevant after what Ashley just said, but I wanted to shout out the aforementioned the basketball tournament, for giving players, associations, initiatives like ours, the opportunity to showcase ourselves, and for a lot of these players, a chance to continue their careers. Whether we think somebody is watching us or not, someone's always watching. And the basketball tournament is a great venue for that. Yes, some of the characters may be questioned and as a reason why they are playing in tournaments like these. But the reality is we've got Fox and Fox Sports 1 televising these $2 million stakes type of games. And this is why emotions tend to run high, sometimes in the negative variety, but it's because they're out there living the dream, playing the game that they love, and trying to seize an opportunity to put some money into their bank account. And I respect the hustle. I respect the committee for putting forth a tournament like this. It gives the basketball fan, the crazed basketball fan like myself, some more basketball to watch and to talk about during the summer months. Having it in Vegas, having it at the alumni venues, again, specifically about Vegas, having it at the M Resort, having the pavilion actually on the campus of the M Resort made it extremely convenient. It's 15 minutes off the strip. You're in Las Vegas. Just being in Las Vegas, and specifically in Henderson, the vibe is there. We had a major rock/grunge band perform a concert at the hotel while we were there. Shout out to the Stone Temple Pilots. Just to be in that vibe, in that atmosphere, made the whole time fun over there. Hopefully, we get invited back, which I think we will. And this tournament will continue to provide initiatives like ours and the players who simply love the game of basketball and get a chance to showcase their talent on national television. I think is just fantastic. So again, we had some unfortunate incidents during the tournament, but overall the TBT, which has been around for the last 10 to 12 years, I believe, has been a resounding success. And I just want to shout them out this year around. We look forward to being a part of this initiative for years to come. Thank you, the basketball tournament.
Yeah, I echo everything you said right there, Dwight. Had a blast meeting Alex, who gave me tickets to the aforementioned show. Gratis, did not pay for that show, and it was fantastic. I did not like the 8:45 a.m. Sound check. That was a bit of a buzzkill coming off a Friday night in Vegas into a Saturday morning. But Stone Temple Pilots, I'm not mad at you. You put on a hell of a show, and you guys sounded great. Before we go, Dr. Phil is watching, not like Big Brother. Dr. Phil is watching with love, okay? So put up the comments. There it is. His rant, Nixon 5. I love it. Doc's staying on brand. He always stays on brand. And then put the other comment from Doc up about LeBron James and the parade and the bubble and all that, because Doc was chiming in on should LeBron have a statue. You guys still have that one?
Yeah,
this one right here.
There.
LeBron deserves a parade. Pandemic robbed him of that moment. Great take by Dr. Phil, a.k.a. Dr. X.
But Rick, you know, that was a slight shot. That's basically him saying LeBron deserves a parade, not a statue. That's where that's coming from.
Oh, well, I don't know. I feel like you might be putting words into your cousin's mouth
Phil,
right
if you're
now.
watching, put a comment up to say yes or no to what I just said. Please.
Look, you know, you guys are cousins, but you're basically brothers. And so I'll defer to you, right? Like, you got a better chance at climbing into his head and getting it right than me. But I don't know. I'm just trying to play around here. Anyway, love Dr. X. Love you, Dwight. Love you, Ashley. Great guests here. Shout out to Chastity Melvin for joining the show. Thank you also to Andrew Salop. It's 1-2 Combo on Twitter. Big thanks to Jason and Kai. They have been working their butts off. I want to. They no longer have butts. He said it wasn't a slight, Dwight. So that last word from Dr. Phil. But Jason and Kai and Sean and our whole gang, they have been working their butts off, man. And so we love them and we shout them out. Yeah, and they had to get everything re-going for the show and stuff. But big thanks, fellas. We love you. We see you. We will see you next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern with the next edition of Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you soon.
Yeah, remember the name.